26-year-old receptionist, Aisha Saunders, is suing her ex-boyfriend, 35-year-old construction worker George Little, for illegally repossessing her car. George says the car in question is his.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Your Honor, this is case number 576 on the calendar in the matter of Saunders versus Little. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Saunders, several years ago, according to your complaint, you and the defendant dated, but then no longer had a dating relationship. There came a time you wanted to buy a car. In the year 2000, your credit wasn't any good, and you asked the defendant whether he would buy the car in his name and you would make the payments on the car as well as the down payment.
Exactly.
Were you dating at the time?
Not at the time.
So the relationship, the romantic relationship was really over, but you remained on cordial terms?
Exactly.
And he agreed to do that?
Yes.
So you purchased the car, you put down the down payment, you made the monthly payments on the car?
Yes.
So far, is that correct?
No.
Did she put down the down payment?
No.
Who did?
Me.
You put down the down payment on the car?
Yes, it did.
Really?
Yes.
Have a check?
Yes.
Let me see it. Okay. Okay. He has 2 copies of alleged checks for $1,100 made out to Acura. Well, so that's an issue. You say you put down the money for the down payment. Make a long story short, he repossessed the car several months later, and you say he had no cause to repossess the car because you had made the payments and paid the insurance. So let me see your checks for the down payment.
I paid cash for the down payments. What had happened is on the day we got the car, he wrote 2 checks that I, in return, turned in for cash. One was turned in on July 18th, which I don't have the one for that one, but I do, in turn, have a copy of his check and the cash that I gave to the car lot on August 2nd so he could get his check back. There were just 2 post-dated checks that we agreed that I would give the cash for and pick up his check and return to him.
So that you actually went to the car dealership,
Exactly.
gave them cash to make up these 2 checks.
Exactly.
And they ripped up his checks.
They gave me the check and I returned it to Mr. Little.
Mr. Little, if I were to call the dealership, would they confirm that?
Yes.
That she brought in the cash?
Yes.
And you got your checks back?
Yes.
So then why'd you try to give me this story?
I'm not giving you a story. Miss Saunders.
Just a second. You just told me that you paid the down payment on the car.
Exactly. Miss Saunders don't have the means of that much cash. I did post-date the checks because she didn't have the money. So therefore, instead of taking food out of her children's mouth, I gave her the cash. That's the only thing I'm guilty of.
You gave her cash?
Yeah.
Really? Show me where you withdrew that from the bank.
I don't have a receipt.
Who made the monthly payments on the car?
I did, up until...
Is that correct?
For 3 months, yes.
Why did you let her make the payments on the car?
Because I bought myself a car. Now, being the nice gentleman that I am, the young lady didn't have a vehicle, and we did used to date. I was being courteous of her and her children. I let her use my vehicle, okay? While using my vehicle, I only thought it was right that she make the payments. She was living in one of my homes, which I rented out to her for $750 a month. During this time, the cost of living is increasing, so I called her. Well, no, I wrote her a letter and told her the rent will be going up in November, okay? She called me on my cell phone, and we had some issues and words was passed. And I said, well, fine, put in your 30-day notice, and I'll come get my vehicle. She called me the next day, said, that's okay, I'll pay the rent. I told her, no, that's okay. Since I've been this kind to you, and you mistake my kindness for a weakness, you just give me your 30-day notice, I'll come pick up my vehicle. And that's what I did. She put a 30-day notice in. And months later, I'm here being sued.
I want to see your bank withdrawal for the $1,100.
At the time, I did not have an account. The reasons the checks...
Where did you get the cash, the $1,100 from?
I sold the car I currently had to my brother. That's the reason he wrote the checks post-dated, because my brother was making 2 payments towards a car that I had already that I had agreed to sell to him.
So your brother bought your car for how much?
He bought my car for $800.
And he gave you $800 in cash?
He gave me $500, and he gave me, that was the $500 I took in on the 18th. He gave me another $300 at the end of the month of July, and I got paid for my job on the 2nd of August. And I took $300 from my work, and the $300 my brother had given to me, and I took it into them and picked up his check. I've had the car ever since the car was bought.
What I don't understand, Mr. Little, is why would you give her the cash
Exactly.
if they already had your checks?
Because she was supposed to go half with me, okay? I had my half. One is for $600, I think, and one is
Just a
for
minute, what do you mean
$500.
she was supposed to go half? What does that mean?
On the down payment.
Well, you didn't tell me that, sir. Now we're getting a different story. You didn't tell me she was supposed to go half on the down payment.
Okay, well, she was supposed to go half. But like I said, Miss Saunders don't have the means of that kind
Don't
of
go
money.
back to where we were. You just told me a moment ago, sir, that you put down the down payment on the car. Your two checks are 11. Those two checks are for 600 and
500.
500. Sort of strange that you wrote out two checks. I assume that they're both from the same bank?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. From the same account, it looks like? Yes. So if this was your down payment, why would you then give her cash to bring to the dealership instead of just calling the dealership and saying, look, deposit my checks? Why go through the exercise of going to a bank and taking out cash and giving it to the plaintiff so that plaintiff can take it over to the dealership and give them cash? They already had your checks. Why would you do that? Don't know.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Aisha Saunders says her ex-boyfriend George Little illegally repossessed her car.
Okay, so now you have the car, and he came and repossessed it.
Yes.
It is your contention, I assume, Ms. Saunders, that this car was your car.
Yes.
It was in his name, and you had a verbal contract with him that you would pay the expenses on the car.
Yes.
You would pay off the loan on the car.
Exactly.
Whenever the car was paid off, he would turn over the title over to you.
Exactly.
Is that your arrangement?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you maintain insurance on this car?
Yes, I did.
Which company did you use to insure?
I have my declarations right here.
Okay, sir. Did you have insurance on this car?
No.
Well, if it's your car, then you would have insurance on it. You see,
Not
she
if
has
I'm
a
not
policy.
driving it at the time.
Oh, sure you would.
Why?
Of course.
If I'm not driving it, it's protected because she's driving it, right?
Didn't get it. No, sir. If I believed you that you were allowing her to drive your car because you're a gentleman, you're just allowing her to drive your car like I would allow Bird to drive my car. He would allow me to drive him. But if it's his car, he keeps the he gets insurance. Or if it's my car, I get insurance. And anybody that you allow to drive the car is covered under that policy. But she took out insurance, and it's interesting, in your own name. And she paid substantially for it. $1,300, $1,340 for the premium for the whole year. Why would she do that if she were only anticipating using the car on a month-to-month basis? Don't know that either.
She had help in paying the premium also.
By whom?
By me.
Really? Show me.
I deal in cash.
I deal in justice. How much are the car payments each month?
They were $383 a month.
And how many months did you have the car?
I had the car for 4 months.
3.
I only made 3 monthly payments.
Okay. Just explain to me why you're suing for $5,000. I don't understand that.
For the insurance I put towards the car, and also Mr. Little came and got the car without any reason. He left me and my children without transportation.
You don't get compensated for that. You also had the full use of the car.
Yes.
But I find that Mr. Little breached his oral contract with you. You had an oral contract with
Yes.
him.
So she
Your-
said.
So I believe.
May I speak something else?
No. So I believe. Your oral contract with him was you would take care of this car, including the insurance on
Yes.
the car. You would make the payments on the car.
Yes.
He didn't go to buy this 1996 car himself. He's too well dressed to drive around the 1996
Yeah,
car.
he drives
Shh,
A Mercedes.
Shh, shh.
That's right.
Right. So he didn't go and buy this 1996 Blazer for himself. He
Yes,
went-
I did.
I'm speaking. And for whatever reason, you became an ungrateful former friend of his. So he got annoyed. And since it was in his name, he went and took it back. Now, among other things, I know that he did that because he writes in his answer, she needs to learn how to put property in her own name if she feels she owns something. Then she will have a legal right to sue someone. However, Mr. Little, there are such things as verbal agreements. And I believe that a verbal agreement, a verbal contract, existed between the two of you that this was going to be her car, and that you breached that agreement without good cause because she had fulfilled her end of the bargain. And I am awarding her $2,559 for breach of contract. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may
Thank you,
step
Your
out.
Honor. Mr. Little was bitter because I had moved on and found a stable relationship.
I've done everything I could possibly do with the plaintiff, you know what I mean? From videotape on down.
Judge Judy's great. She made a good decision.
Anybody like a copy, I could mail it to him.
And now the next case.
All parties on Okowski versus Martin. Step forward, please.
19-year-old machinist Eric Okalski is suing his brother's ex-girlfriend, 19-year-old personal assistant Tanya Martin, for stealing a mountain bike, a CD player, and a television.
Mr. Okalski, the defendant was a friend of yours, and she and another gal were holding a garage sale.
Yes.
According to your complaint, you had some old stuff that you wanted to sell at the garage sale. You brought it over there. Your stuff came up missing. The defendant says she doesn't know about the stuff, where it went. She doesn't have it. She's not giving you any money. That's what the case is about.
Yes, it is.
Okay. First, what stuff did you put into the garage sale?
The garage sale, I put in
Take your hands out of your pockets.
a specialized hard rock mountain bike.
A bike.
Yeah, it's a very expensive mountain bike.
Very expensive.
Yes, a CD player.
Just a second. Very expensive. I have to write that down.
Write that down. Hard rock mountain bike.
Okay. So, a very expensive mountain bike. What's next?
A Kenwood portable CD player.
What else?
2.3-inch color TV. That was it right there.
Okay, so those three items.
Yep.
Now, did you bring these things over to the garage sale?
Yes, I did.
With whose permission?
Selling them at the garage sale.
Yeah.
Under her permission and my brother Stefan, which was dating her at the time. They were living together.
So, did you speak to Stefan or did you speak to the defendant about bringing
About the
stuff?
garage sale, I
Yeah.
spoke to my brother about it.
Okay, that's what I figured. And he said it was okay to bring your stuff
Yes, it
over.
was.
And he was going to be there for the garage sale?
For the most part, he was.
Okay. Now, according to you, you didn't get any of these things back.
No, I did not.
But according to you, there was another young lady involved whose name was Becky.
Becky.
Now, somehow you got some money from Becky. How did you get money from Becky?
Well, as soon as she received the paper in the mail to appear in court, she contacted me and told me that she was going to pay me for her part of the theft. So
What do you mean she was going to pay you for her part of the theft?
she admitted guilt to stealing the bike, so she was going to pay me for the bike itself, which was the $343.
So she admitted stealing the bike?
Yes, she did, and she paid me in full.
Okay. Did you know before that Becky had taken the bike?
I had reason to believe. My friend Thomas over here witnessed the two talking about the incident, and he overheard.
Well, don't tell me what Thomas overheard.
Well,
Where's Thomas?
Can I, Tom?
Step
come
up.
up here.
Maybe 2 or 3 days after the bike had come up missing, I went over to the apartment just to visit or whatever.
Which apartment?
Tanya and Stefan's apartment. And as I walked in, I overheard Tanya. Oh, actually, I overheard Becky asking Tanya if she had told Stefan about the bike.
What did Tanya say?
As soon as they saw that I was there, they just kind of quieted down about it.
So it was clear that Becky took the bike.
If not the two of them together.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know that.
Yeah, that's all.
You don't know that.
Not for sure, no.
But Becky admitted she took the bike and paid you for the bike.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're only talking about your CD player and this 2-inch TV set.
Yeah, there's also some CDs where were $45. She stole 3 CDs from me.
We don't know that she stole anything.
Well, we don't know for a fact, but
Right. Well, that's what I want to know. What makes you think that she is responsible for this CD player and your 2-inch television set?
at the time, that was the only possibility. Because if they were running the garage sale, it was their responsibility to take care of the stuff.
No. You made the arrangements to bring your stuff over with your brother.
They're a couple. Everything
Well,
they
why
do
is
is
it your
supposed
brother
to be...
standing over there?
Because I know my brother didn't steal my bike.
No, Becky took your bike. That's why she paid you
Yeah.
the money. We're not talking about the bike. The bike's out of this game.
Yeah.
We're talking about a small CD player and a small television set.
Yes.
You have no evidence that the defendant stole it, correct?
Becky's testimony, but
Becky's
she
not
wasn't-
here.
Yeah, she wouldn't come here, so.
Becky's not here.
She told me herself
Don't,
that.
listen to me. Don't try to get in there if you can't. We're talking about CD player and TV, and your arrangement was with your brother.
It was with the both of them because it was
No,
their
your
apartment.
arrangement was with your brother. You told me that you spoke to your brother who was going to be there during the garage sale, and you wanted to bring over some items. So you can't even charge her on a theory of, you know, some sort of a bailment. She wasn't going to recognize anything out of this sale. You didn't say to her, I'll give you a commission for anything that you sell, did you?
No.
She didn't get anything out of it, just the headache. What happened to his CD player, do you know?
While the garage sale was running, it was my apartment and none of my stuff was being sold. Becky, I let live with me and she wanted to sell stuff from her old house. He had made arrangements to bring some stuff over. We all
Listen to
agreed.
me.
I'm sorry?
I asked you a simple question. I didn't ask you from the day of the flood.
Right,
I
I'm
said, do you
trying-
know?
yes.
I said, do you know what happened to his CD player? Did you see his CD player?
I did see the CD player, but there's in the report there's 2 CD players, and the one we knew was stolen. Like there was a guy, just a regular pedestrian, stole it from the garage sale, took off, and we told him right
convenient.
away. We did. We told Eric right away that he stole it.
Did she tell you that a CD player had been stolen?
Yes, don't you think that's quite convenient?
Just a sec, I don't know. Did she tell you a CD player had been
Yeah,
stolen?
she told me it was stolen.
Okay.
And once she told me that the CD player was stolen, that's when I noticed that my bike was gone, that the TV was gone, and so were my CDs.
Sir, you don't have a claim against her. It is possible that she took your stuff. It's possible that your brother took your stuff. It's possible that Becky took your stuff. It's possible. She is under no responsibility if you made no arrangement with her with regard to her being responsible for your things that you were placing in her house.
She was the one that ran the garage sale.
That doesn't make any difference. That doesn't make any difference. Your discussion was with your brother. You want to say that she's responsible because they were a couple? I mean, that's what you said to me. They were a couple. You spoke to your brother. You said, I want to bring some stuff over. They're running a garage sale. You're going to be there? Yes, I'm going to be there. You brought your stuff over. Your brother evidently took off at least part of the time because it certainly gave Becky enough time to take the bike, right?
Yes.
But your conversations weren't with her with regard to her being responsible for your things? Did you speak to your brother when you brought them over there?
Yes, I did actually.
So he was present when you
Yes,
brought them over
and
there?
so was she.
Doesn't make any difference. So was he. I'm not saying she didn't, but you can't come into court and say, I believe that she did over Becky, over my brother, over some people who may have been at the garage sale, may have taken my stuff, because she's under no responsibility to keep it safe,
Well,
unless you had a business relationship with her where she agreed to keep it safe. She did not. Your conversations were with him, so your case is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Her former tenant, 22-year-old car salesman Stanley Landers, for unpaid rent and the return of items she claims he stole.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 598 on the calendar, the matter of Dixon versus Landers. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Dixon,
Yes.
you rented a room to the defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
Things happened, it didn't work out, and he moved out, and you claimed that he moved out owing you rent and for some items that he took of yours. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. When did he move into the house?
On December 13th last year,
And what was the arrangement as far as the rent was concerned?
it was a mutual agreement, $400 a month.
Okay, is that correct so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he pay you rent in December?
No, ma'am, he did not.
When did he start paying you rent?
He paid the first rent February 1st.
How come?
I had to lock him out to get him to pay.
How much did he give you on February 1st?
$600. That just brought him current.
When did he move out?
April the 4th, or March the 4th, excuse me.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he pay you in March?
No, ma'am.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, I didn't pay her.
Did you pay her for February?
Yes, ma'am, I got a receipt for it. My mom wired her money.
How much did you pay her in rent altogether?
We figured it up. It was about almost $1,500, ma'am, for rent.
That's impossible. Show me the receipts for $1,500 for rent.
This is what I have. My mom borrowed $600.
$600 I know about.
Okay.
But you
I
lived
gave-
there January and February and 2 weeks in December. That's $1,000,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Discounting 4 days in March, but let's say $1,000. So
That's what I have currently.
and she gave you receipts for $400. One January 16th and one on March 4th.
Yes.
For $200.
Yes.
And you're telling me that in addition to that, your mother gave her $600.
600, and I gave her money for phone bill.
I'm not talking about
Okay.
phone bill.
Yes, ma'am.
Forget phone bill. We're talking about rent.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Who signed this rent receipt
She did.
for $200? Did he give you? Shh, listen to me. Just answer my question. Did he give you $200 on March 4th?
No, ma'am.
No, of course he didn't. That's not even your signature. This is your signature, isn't it? Take a look at this. That's your signature, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Take a look at this. Is that your signature, Miss Dixon?
No, ma'am.
Of course not. Who signed her name to the March 4th receipt?
She did, ma'am.
No, she didn't.
Yes, ma'am. She did.
No, she didn't. No, wait. I'm going to make sure of that in 1 second. Right. No way. Somebody else signed the signature on here, sir, on March 4th. You would know who that was, would you?
No, ma'am. She told me, she said, I'll sell my TV. I said, baby, I'm moving. And I said, I need a TV and a VCR. She said, I'll sell my TV and VCR to you for $200. I said, fine.
I'm not talking about a TV and a VCR. I'm talking about your rent.
That's what that receipt's for, ma'am. It's for $200 for TV and VCR. And that $200 on February 1st was for rent.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
You lived there and you should have paid her $1,000 in rent. So far, I got $600 from your mother and another $200 that you gave her January 16th. That's $800. That means you owe her $200 in rent. Now, you give me this other receipt, and the other receipt says $200. You say it's for rent. Now you're telling me it's for a TV.
It's on there.
Rent! You should have paid her $1,000. You only paid her $800. $200 for rent. That's what he owes you for rent. Not even counting
May I speak, Your Honor?
Sure.
His mother never paid me $600.
Ma'am, she did too.
His mother never paid me. She called me on the phone.
Well,
and she
listen-
was crying and begging
Listen-
and asking me not to make him sleep
Miss
in his
Dixon,
car.
Miss Dixon, listen to me. Madam.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not even suing for the $600.
No, ma'am.
Your lawsuit is only for $435.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's including the stuff you say he took.
Yes, ma'am.
So somebody sent you $600
Okay.
towards the rent. Here, look, listen to me. Pay careful attention. After 6 weeks, I locked him out. He called his mother, and she called me crying, begging me not to make him sleep in the car. That week, he paid me $600, which made him current. He gave you another $200 on January 16th, and this is your signature, madam.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that is $800. For the time that he lived there, he should have paid you $1,000. So he
Yes,
owes you
ma'am.
$200 in rent. Please. Okay. Now you say that this $200 receipt was for property she agreed to sell you on March 4th.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Now you're sure about that. The only problem is, sir, she didn't sign it. Somebody else signed it. Maybe your girlfriend, maybe somebody. But she didn't sign this. Somebody signed this with a very fluid signature. Miss Dixon's signature is a little bit craggy. Are you chewing gum?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
That's a side effect of my medication.
Okay. Now, what property did he take from you? I understand from your papers that he took a TV and a VCR and other stuff, but then the police made him return that. Is that right?
The TV and VCR.
The police brought that back.
No.
Who brought it back?
Stanley brought it back.
Because the police had contacted him.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what other stuff did he take from the apartment?
He stripped my bathroom of linens. He stole a box of unopened storage dishes. And he refused to return my key, so I had to have all my locks changed. I couldn't go to sleep in my house with him with a key.
Why didn't you give her back her key?
Ma'am, the police, when the police come out to the house, she did threaten to shoot me in front of the cops.
Yeah.
And the cops told me if she wasn't the age she was, he's going to take her to jail.
Yeah.
And he told me, "See, if you come back over here, please call us and have somebody escort you over here."
Why didn't you return her key, is the question.
Because I went up to the gas station by our house and called the police, and I gave the key to the police officer, and I guess it never returned there. I have not spoken to the man, but I did give the key to him. He said, "I don't want you going up there to the house. She's threatening to shoot you." So I was like, I ain't going up there, and I just gave the key to him in his hand.
Give me his phone number.
I don't have it here with me. It's in my office, ma'am.
Get it. Right now.
I ain't got it with me.
Go call your office. Get me his telephone number. I'll wait.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Betty Dixon says former tenant Stanley Landers owes her for unpaid rent and for stealing her belongings when he moved out. Stanley denies the charges.
All right, so we cannot reach this officer. There's a day off today, so I'm going to have to go with my crack interrogation. On the day that he left, Miss Dixon,
Yes, ma'am.
you had called the police with regard to property that he took, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And at some point later on, the defendant shows up at your home with the property.
May I explain that, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. When Stanley left, I stayed in my room to avoid any further confrontation with him. So after he left and I went to check the premises is when I discovered these things missing. So I called to report a theft. Well, the officer called Stanley on his cell phone and suggested it would be to Stanley's best interest to return my things. So when Stanley came back with the TV and the VCR, he didn't have the other things, and he was very threatening and very frightening.
So what did he do? When you say threatening and frightening, what did he say?
He was shaking his fist at me and asked me outside like you were a man in a barroom brawl.
Well, what did he say? Step outside?
He said, yes. Come outside and I'll show you.
Okay. So at that point, according to your complaint, you called...
I called 911 to get him out of there. I was afraid of him.
Was he there when the police were there?
Yes.
So he stayed when the police came?
Yes, ma'am.
Did the police escort him out?
Yes, ma'am.
When the police were there, did you ask them to have him give you the key?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did he say?
He said it was locked up in his place of business, and he refused to return it until Monday.
Did he return it Monday?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. How much did you pay to have the locks changed?
$118. I have the receipt here. I have all the papers right here,
Let me
Your
see
Honor.
the papers, please. Okay. When you moved into the defendant's house, you moved in alone. Then at some point, you moved your girlfriend in.
Yes, ma'am.
But then there was a lot of fighting going on.
Ma'am, may I explain?
Was there a lot of fighting going on between
Yes,
you
ma'am.
and your girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am. It didn't work out.
And your girlfriend moved out?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you say you did take dishes,
Yes, ma'am.
but they were dishes your girlfriend had left for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. She told me I could have them. Dishes, plastic Tupperware.
Dishes I'm talking about. You know,
Plates.
you and I seem to have a problem with the English language. I talk dishes, you talk Tupperware. I talk rent, you talk TV, VCR. I want to tell you something, sir.
Yes,
You've
sir.
got to get up real early in the morning. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Dishes.
The dishes were put in at my dealership I was working at the time.
You never brought the dishes into
no.
the house?
No.
Really?
No, ma'am.
What kind of dishes were taken?
It's very similar to Tupperware, but it was a set of 40. Barbara bought them for me for Christmas.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
How much did you pay for them?
$40.
Where are the Tupperware dishes that your girlfriend left for you?
That's them, Your Honor.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's do this with him because I want to torture him for one more minute before I throw him out of here. All right?
Okay.
Is that as true, what you're telling me, as the fact that this receipt is her signature?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. What kind of business are you in, sir?
I'm a sales manager at a local dealership.
What kind of dealership?
Hyundai.
A car dealership.
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $435. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He come outside and said, man, for your best interest, you better leave. And she's going to shoot you. And she said, if you want her age, I'll take her to jail.
I don't own a weapon.
And now the next case.
All parties on Picard versus Lamica. Step forward.
17-year-old cashier Stephen Picard is suing his sister, 20-year-old department store manager Nicole Lamica, for an unpaid loan and unpaid babysitting fees. Nicole says she doesn't owe him because she allowed Stephen and his girlfriend to live with her rent-free.
Mr. Picard, the defendant is your sister. According to what I read, you were living with her for a while. Your girlfriend as well, living with your sister. You claim there came a point where you loaned your sister some money. Then you had an argument with your sister, and you left. You also claim that your sister promised to pay you for babysitting services, and she owes you some money for that, too. When did you come to live with your sister?
In, I'd say October.
October of
beginning.
2000?
Yes, the beginning of October.
Where had you lived before that?
My mother's house.
Why did you leave to go with your sister?
Because my mother was buying a house to go with her boyfriend, and they wanted to live by themselves, so they basically said to get out.
How old are you?
17.
Were you going to school at the time?
Yes.
You still going to school?
No.
How come?
Because I dropped out.
Who has guardianship of you now?
My mother, but I basically live by myself.
Is your mother here?
No.
So, your mother asked you to leave in October of 2000, and you moved in with your sister. Who is your sister living with?
By herself and her son. We were kicked out over an argument because she wouldn't even give us, we were packing our stuff because we were going to be out in the next week anyways. And she kicked us out. She's like, well, if you're going to leave, just get out now. We had nowhere to go. We're still living in our car since all this happened.
That all sounds very sad to me. Okay. How much did you loan your sister?
$1,095.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Where did you get the money from?
My grandparents had a savings bond and they gave me the money
How much was the savings bond?
for about $3,000.
What arrangements did you make to repay him?
The original arrangement was that I was supposed to give him $100 every 2 weeks out of my paycheck. I was only supposed to pay him half. My mother was supposed to pick up the other half. I ran into some financial troubles, so me and him talked again, and when I got my taxes back, I was supposed to pay him the money that I owed him.
How much did you pay him so far altogether?
$400.
Is that right?
Yes.
Your sister's defense is you and your girlfriend lived there rent-free for 5 months. Is that your defense?
Yes, it is.
And then you destroyed some property when you left. So let's deal with the first part first. Did you have an agreement for your brother to pay you rent when he came to live with you?
No.
Well, then you can't impose an agreement now.
Well, what happened was I discussed with his girlfriend that if at any time I needed help financially with the bills or anything, they'd be more than happy to help me. And when they first moved in, they were paying for food and stuff like that, so it was an agreement, you pay for food, don't have to pay for rent. But they stopped paying for food, and I ran into some financial trouble. I asked them for help, and they refused.
When did you tell him to leave?
Me and him had a huge argument about some money that I owed him that I told him I was going to pay as soon as I got the money in.
What money that you owed him?
I did owe him some money for babysitting for 2 weeks, but my paycheck was short that week, so I told him as soon as I got it, I was going to pay for it.
So you acknowledge that you do owe him for 2 weeks' worth of babysitting?
Right.
Oh, okay. And how much are you supposed to pay him every 2 weeks?
$125.
Is that right?
Well, for 2 weeks, it was $250, $125 per week.
Per week. So at that time, at the time you told him to leave, you did owe him for 2 weeks of babysitting, $250. Okay. Did you cause any damage to your sister's house when you left?
The door, but that she slammed it in my face before she left, and I went outside, said something, and went back inside and slammed the door, so it wasn't just me, it was her too.
What kind of damage did he do to the house?
My front door, when I returned home after the argument, was unable to be opened. I had to have an officer push into the door to open it. I have a hole about this size in my wall in my living room. The door is about 100, and the
Not
wall...
about 100. I need an estimate. Not about 100.
Well, the estimate that I got was about 100, 125 on it.
Show me.
I can't. I don't have it on paper.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do when you come to court. Did you take photographs of the door?
I did, but I have a 2-year-old son who likes to damage anything he gets a hold of, and they were mixed in with a bunch of other pictures that he got a hold of, and he ruined
So
it.
you take another picture. I assume you haven't had the door fixed?
No.
I mean, I can't speculate about how much these things are unless you have an estimate. Have you spoken to each other since you left in October?
Nope.
Where are you living now?
We were staying at my girlfriend's grandmother's house, but it was only a 2 weeks thing because she lives in an old age home, so you can only stay there for 2 weeks. But now And our car just broke down. We had to junk it, so we're not sure we're going to stay.
Where did you sleep night before last?
At her grandmother's house.
Did he give me the honest statement about why he left his mother's home?
Yes.
They just told him it was time to go?
Yeah, he doesn't get along with my mother's boyfriend too well, and they didn't want him living with them when they moved to Methuen.
Do you think you can get over the fight?
Oh, yeah. We're a good family like that. We tend to make up real easy.
Have you been to your sister's house for dinner since February?
I remember not planning on it.
Well, you know, sometimes things happen. You're just angry.
A little bit more than that.
Why?
Because I've been living on the streets, and it's not a nice thing. And it's winter.
You shouldn't be out on your own at 17. You really shouldn't be out on your own at 17. It's unfair for you to be out on your own at 17.
That's what I need this money for, to get an apartment so I don't have to live in the streets.
Okay, well, you're entitled to your money because your sister clearly indicates that she did borrow this money from you. What happened to the other money that you got from the bond?
We bought a car. We stayed in some hotels before we moved to my sister's house because we stayed in a motel for a few weeks, and we had to use that. We were working at the time, and just for expenses, insurance.
Is it all gone?
Yes.
All gone. And you don't have any money either. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $945. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step.
34-year-old operations analyst Roxana Godinez is suing her ex-boyfriend, 34-year-old auto body shop owner Frank Pena, for damaging her car while trying to fix it. Frank is countersuing for defamation of character, lost wages, and mental distress.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 574 on the calendar in the matter of Godinez versus Pena. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Ms. Godinez, according to your complaint, you had a car, an old Cadillac, and you wanted to have it refurbished. You brought it to the defendant, came up with a price. 8 months later, he returned the car. He hadn't fixed it. You say it was severely damaged while in his care. You want him to pay all the money that it cost you to fix the car.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of a mechanic do you leave a car with for 8 months?
I had contacted him on numerous occasions, and he was always very irate or would hang up on me. Or
So you go get your car.
I didn't feel comfortable until I had someone to go with me to go get my car.
That took 8 months?
No, it only took about 5 months.
I mean, I've had cars all my life. If I bring it to a mechanic, they don't have it fixed in 10 days, 2 weeks. I go and I get it. So there has to be something more to the story. Sir, is there something wrong with you? Stand still!
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry. I'm a very nervous person, and I have a nervous tick. I'm sorry. I have a therapist, and I'll show you my thing. I have on medication, so I have...
That wasn't a nervous tick. That was, look, you're getting yelled at.
No. Okay,
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Don't give me nervous tick.
All right, it was worth a try. Sorry, ma'am. I apologize.
That's better. How did you know him?
We dated from 1993 to 1995.
And did you remain friends with him until after 1995?
Yes, ma'am. When we saw each other, we were
All right.
friends
And what
with each other.
financial arrangement did you make with him with regard to fixing this car?
We finally came to the agreement I would pay him $200 now, and then when I sold the car, I would pay him the rest of the money that would cost to repair the car. He never called me to tell me what he was going to do to the car, what he found on the car, or what he repaired on the car.
Do you have a picture of the car before?
Not before. I didn't know he was going to do that much damage to the
Well,
car.
I don't know how much damage he
And
did.
I
Let me
actually
see
have
the-
a lot of the photos here if you'd like to see of what the car looked like when I came back. And I actually had to have the car towed to another automotive shop. And this is the owner of that automotive shop. He saw the damages to the car. And
Well, he doesn't know when the damage has happened. That's the problem.
But I took my car to his shop from 93 to 98, and he knows how I always brought it to him.
Where did you keep this car, sir?
It was at my property. I had my business.
What kind of business?
A paint and body shop.
Well, who was using this car to nap in?
No, actually, it was sitting in the back of my shop, and this is the second time I'd worked on her car. The first time, she had hit a person in the front, and she brought it over, and she's like, well, as soon as I saw that, you know, if I knew Frankie's going to fix it for free. And I was like, and it's like, all right, I'll fix it. You know, hopefully she'll never come back again. I never charged her. I just, you know.
Why didn't you return this car to her, sir, after a month, and when you saw that it was...
Because she wanted me to fix her car for free, and I said, just come and pick up her vehicle. I said, just get it and get it out of here.
Listen to me carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
You are not receiving me, sir.
Okay. I'm going to listen.
Why didn't you call her? You take a look at the car. You say, I can't fix this car for a couple of $100. Come and get your car. Why didn't you do that?
That's what I did, ma'am.
You did?
Yes,
you called
ma'am.
her and said, come and get
Yes,
your car?
I said.
When?
He never called me.
When?
It was like maybe a week when I looked at it, diagnosed it, figured out what was the problem, because it was not just one problem. It was the air conditioning compressor. Then
No, try looking at me, Mr. Pena.
well, actually, I was
Try looking at me.
okay. I was just
Not the sky, me.
okay.
When did you call her and tell her to come and get the car?
That would be May 7th, 2000. 1 week after she brought the vehicle in, and I
Oh,
said,
you're so full of baloney.
I'm just,
Wait. Now, May 7th. What time?
Wait.
Just what time of the day on May 7th?
probably in the evening, because that's what
Probably
I
in the
do.
evening. Was it between 6 and 8 in the evening?
I would say 6 to 8 because that's when I usually do my business.
Do you love this?
He's smooth, very smooth.
You think so?
I'm not trying to be any smooth or anything like that, ma'am.
I didn't
I
drop-
take a polygraph test too, ma'am, and I will do it as God's my savior. I did not do anything like that. And I know
didn't
it's
ask you whether
it's
you did anything
inadmissible.
like that, sir. I asked you when you called her
I just told
to come
you.
and get the car.
I
May
told you.
7th, year 2000, between 6 and 8 at night.
That's-
Now, is that as truthful as
That's
you're going
as truthful as I can get
Isn't it wonderful?
to where I can recollect, ma'am.
Isn't he wonderful?
He's good.
He's not in that receiving mode. Somehow,
Well, I'm trying. Let me put
What?
my receiving mode. I apologize. I don't mean to be condescending. I'm
maybe it's
trying.
your tick.
Oh, God. I wish it was.
Oy. Listen,
I don't remember the exact date. I
Listen
took-
to me.
Yes, ma'am.
you're not getting him to pay for your whole car's repair. Forget it. You have a certain responsibility. And your responsibility is that when you bring a car to a mechanic to be fixed, and if the mechanic does not deliver your car back to you within a reasonable period of time, you don't stand there and tell a judge, I felt threatened by going to pick it up. That's baloney. Baloney. You get a police officer if you feel threatened, and you say, I'm going to pick up my car, but the guy's a little bit of a lunatic, so I want somebody to come with me, and you go get your car 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. The truth is, you didn't need the car.
I had another car.
You didn't need the car.
I did want to sell it.
You didn't need the car. So it was sitting there, and when he got around to it, he would take care of it. So you have a certain responsibility that you leave your car for either 5 months or 8 months at his shop. It's laying out there on a lot someplace. You don't think people are going to sit in the car, throw cigarette butts on the car, make a mess of it?
It was locked in his gate, he told me.
I understand that it's inside gated property. There are people who work there, aren't there?
I believe so, yes, ma'am.
Of course. When she brought the car to you, were there burns all over and with the inside, the interior of the car all shredded?
It was damaged. Yes, ma'am.
It's not what I asked
It
you.
was shredded and it was burnt.
Where?
Right on top of the visor, where on the left side, driver's side, there was a fire from the light. It burnt that.
Right.
And then the back seats with the leather interior, it was shredded and stuff like that. Also, the front left side, it was torn up there. And then the compressor was damaged, needed.
Well, the compressor she already said wasn't working.
Yeah.
He actually converted the AC system in 1999.
Just a second, he converted on this car?
Yes, ma'am, in 1999.
Oh, so he had worked on this car before?
Yes, ma'am.
To your satisfaction?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Well, the outside of the car looks just fine, with the exception of an antenna which looks bent. On the inside, the car looks as if someone's been smoking in there and dropped matches on the floor.
The computer component was hanging by its wires. I know he was looking for the short that was in the car. He left the undercarriage in the back seat. He left all the wires hanging. He left all the bolts on the floor. He
Well-
didn't put it back in the same condition I'd left it.
You the mechanic?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up here. I want to ask you just a couple of questions. The inside of the car, as far as the exterior of the car was concerned, other than the antenna, the car was pretty clean. A couple of dents, but this car is a dozen years old already,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So it's the inside of the car that was a problem.
Yes, ma'am.
What about the inside of the car was a problem?
Well, I mean, when I looked at it, originally, of course, the first thing you look at is the exterior because it's dusty and stuff. But when you open it up, and like she was explaining, the ECM, the harness, and other accessories and stuff were hanging down from it.
And how much would it cost to put the accessories back in a condition that was appropriate?
As far as the accessory, it's not so much cost, it's just a matter of time. Maybe
So,
15, 20 minutes.
15 to 20 minutes to
Yes.
put all the guts back that he had
Yes,
taken
ma'am.
out.
Yes, ma'am.
And everything else you just fixed.
Yeah,
on the car.
we traced the short down and actually fixed
And fixed it.
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you come to ask him for $2,700?
It cost me $350 from his shop to get the car running back, because when I got the car back, it had no dash lights. It would hardly turn over. By the time I went back, the car was dead and had to have it towed to his shop. Couldn't even drive it. And so I had to pay his shop just to get it functioning again so I could sell it. I never had the compressor fixed.
Listen to
and
me.
They did.
Listen to me. I
Yes,
asked you
ma'am.
a question. You're talking very fast.
Sorry.
He said it took him 15 or 20 minutes to put the guts back in the car that he left hanging out. I'm not saying he's terrific.
One of the
But
things-
you want $2,331.17, and I'm asking you for
I have
what?
the list of items here if you'd like to
For
see it.
what?
They also found that the diode, some electrical piece on the compressor, was never put on the compressor in 1999, which was causing the short in the
Let me
car.
explain something to you. I'm not going back to 1999. Forget it. Your complaint was that you left the car there within 5 months, and because of the damage that he did to the car, it cost you $2,331, which is not true.
But I never knew what he was going to do to the car. He was always telling me, call me next week, call me next week, call me
Go
next
and get
week.
your car. Be a grown-up.
I have...
Defamation. That's what you're countersuing for. Defamation. Let me hear it fast, in 30 seconds or less.
Yes, ma'am. Background check, State Attorney General, Better Business Bureau. 2 of them were a company, since 5 years in business, 0 complaints.
Well, she complained about you, sir. She's allowed to complain about you.
I know, but she was telling everybody about me. She
No,
was
you
saying I
can't-
didn't do my company.
Just a second. Who did she complain to?
Chef at Aldo's?
Did you have that witness here?
No.
Well, you
Also,
can't. Just a second. You
Okay.
can't tell me what she said to somebody else. That's hearsay.
yes, okay.
What else?
Had a nervous breakdown.
I'm not interested in that. I mean, it's not that I'm disinterested in it,
Well,
sir, but
that's
it's not
fine.
relevant to this case.
I have my awards and stuff like this, and the way you had said it, like, we don't have that etiquette, like you just said, you know, dirty, musty stuff like that, ma'am. The way I portray my company is like, this is my uniform.
Mr. Pena.
We're not like
Mr.
that,
Pena,
ma'am.
are you finished with the defamation part of your counterclaim?
No, I'm finished with that, ma'am.
Good,
You
wonderful.
Can take it.
Wonderful. Ms. Godinez, you have not established to my satisfaction that other than the 15 or 20 minutes that it took this gentleman to put the work back together, that he did anything to your car in the 5 months but just let it lay there.
But he took it apart. I mean, he took it apart. He never found the short, and there was no, because it stayed there on his property, it no longer had any dash lights. It no longer had any...
Go and get it. That's what you do.
But I didn't leave it in that condition when I left it with him.
How much did you charge her for the 15 or 20 minutes that it took to put this stuff
can I
back
explain
together
something
again?
real
No,
quick?
just answer my question. How much did you charge her for the 15 or 20 minutes?
$315.14. But
For
you've
15
also got almost $200 worth of parts here, too. When the vehicle was actually brought in, the reason it was brought in, it was because it had no air conditioning.
That's not what I'm here for, sir. She's here because she says that he was negligent in allowing her car to be vandalized in some way in the time that it was sitting in his lot. And I said to her, why didn't you go and get your car? You know, a car sits on a lot. You have cars on lots. What happens when a car sits on your lot and nothing's happening to it 5-6 months?
Well, it depends on the customer who wants to claim the vehicle. Most of the time, they just leave them.
Yeah.
So you put a lien on it, you sell their car.
Right. And so what do you do with the car? You go and start it every couple of days?
No, ma'am.
No, of course not. Just let it lay there.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Roxana Godinez says her ex-boyfriend, Frank Pena, damaged her car while trying to repair it. Frank says the car was already in bad shape.
So I'm going to ask you again. He left some stuff out.
Yes, ma'am.
And you said to me, it took you 15 or 20 minutes to put that stuff back in. So I'm asking you, how much did you charge her for that part of your bill? Because he's responsible for that. Maybe. If I could make him not responsible, I would. He's really irritating me. What did you charge for an hour's worth of labor?
$61.27.
Okay. Is he going to his wallet?
No, I was going to adjust it over here.
Oh, I thought you were going to your wallet to give her $60.
No, not at all.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $60. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
When you walk to my shop, I dress like that. And that's an owner of a shop like that. And look how he dresses. And that's his Sunday best, see? Yeehaw!
He knows exactly what he did wrong. I'm sure if you listen to him for a little while, you realize he has no content when he speaks.
Chop, chop, chop.
And now the next case.
All parties on Emmanuel versus Costa. Step forward, please.
52-year-old writer Sheila Emanuel is suing 43-year-old store owner Norman Kosser for the cost to replace her raincoat. Sheila says while shopping in Norman's store, her coat was burned by a candle.
Miss Emanuel, according to your complaint, you passed by the defendant's shop, which is a boutique kind of shop, and you saw a picture frame that you liked in the window?
Yes.
You went in to purchase it. There was someone helping you, not the defendant.
That's correct.
This is your store.
Yes,
but
it
the
is.
person who was helping you was an employee.
Yes.
And when you were looking at the frame or paying for it, you placed your coat down on the counter and smelled something burning. When you picked up your coat, you had placed your coat on top of a lit candle that was on the counter.
Not quite. I didn't smell anything burning.
You saw smoke?
Yes, the cashier smelled something burning.
Okay. And your coat was burned?
Yes.
And you want him to pay for the coat?
Yes.
How many candles were burning in the shop?
When I went into the counter after I picked out the frame, I saw on the counter a fat pink unlit new candle, and I saw a metal cylindrical, looked like a tall can. I looked around for some place to put my things. I didn't see any place to put things down, so I put my bag on the floor, and I asked Michael, the cashier, if it would be okay to put my coat on the counter because there were items lying there, and he said, sure. We started writing the transaction up, and about 30 seconds later, he asked me, did I smell something burning? Then I glanced to my right, and I saw that my coat was smoldering. So I pulled it off the counter. There were papers in the pocket that were on fire. Michael took them from me, and he was stamping them out on his side of the counter, and I was stamping out the fire in my coat on my side of the counter.
So your coat was burned?
Yes.
Well, what did you put it on?
I put it on the counter over the cylindrical metal can and the unlit pink candle. When I pulled off the coat, after we put out the fire, he said to me, Michael said, oh my God.
Don't tell me what Michael said. Okay. Michael's not here.
Okay. I found out there was a lit candle in the recessed container after I pulled my coat off the counter.
Why do you think he's responsible for that?
I was told to put my coat on the counter by Michael when I saw no other place to put it. And I was unable to see the lit candle in the recessed container.
Well, how high is the counter?
About this high.
So all you have to do is look inside.
It was back at that end, and it was tall. And the candle was not at the top. It had burnt down.
Go ahead. Your turn.
She came into my store.
Did you witness anything?
No, I came out. I think
where's your employee? Where's Michael?
Michael's working. He's not being sued, Your Honor.
Mr.
I'm
Costa,
being sued.
I understand that. You're the one who's being sued. But you have to have your witness here. You didn't witness anything. I mean, how are you going to respond to her?
I have pictures of the counter as well as the candle in question.
Let me see. This is a much better view. Is this the candle you were talking about?
No, it is not.
See, you have a problem, Mr. Casa. When I read this complaint, I said, it's very straightforward. Miss Emanuel says she walked into your shop, she put her coat down, she wasn't looking what she was doing. So I was prepared to tell Miss Emanuel, you got to be more careful. But you're a businessman. And I assume that you know in court you can't use hearsay, you have to have a witness. Your witness was here. He would be able to tell me if this was the candle that was on the counter. She says it was not. So what are you handing me this candle for?
Because I took a picture of the counter and of the candle to show it to you.
When?
I took it yesterday.
I don't care what it looked like yesterday. Yesterday is not important. When did this happen?
February 22nd.
February 22nd is important. I don't care what your counter looked like yesterday. And you don't know what the candle was that was on the counter at all.
I work in the store daily.
That's why we need your witness.
She should have sued.
Do I scare you?
She should have sued my employee.
Oh, she can't sue your employee, Mr. Costa. Don't be smart-mouthed with me. You know she's not going to sue your employee. Your employee is your agent. That's why she sues the store. And ordinarily, Miss Emanuel, I would throw you out, but I must take everything that you say is true because he has no witness to dispute it. That you were told to put your coat down. There was a larger cylindrical container that obstructed your view that there was something burning inside. You couldn't see it because it was tall and metal, and it was really a hidden danger. You were not advised. So you get your money. $280 was the coat?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Computer business owner Mark Metzger is suing his ex-wife, 38-year-old clerk Helen Metzger, for damages from filing false police charges.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 486 on the calendar in the matter of Metzger versus Metzger. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
I want to tell you something. All those papers frighten me. But from what I read in your complaint, this is not an unusual situation. Mr. Metzger, you and the defendant have been divorced since when?
This year.
And how long have you been separated?
Almost 3 years.
How long were you married?
Well, we've known each other for 18 years. We didn't marry right away. I'd say about 15.
And you have 2 girls?
Yes, ma'am.
2 daughters. How old are the girls?
One's 17 and the other one's 10.
And according to your complaint, your 17-year-old daughter lives with you,
Yes, ma'am.
and the 10-year-old child lives with Mrs. Metzger. How long has your 17-year-old been living with you?
3 years, a little over 3 years.
Since she was 14, is that when you moved in with your dad? Is that right?
Yes.
Do you want to be here?
Yes.
Or would you prefer to be outside?
I prefer to stay in here, please.
Okay. This lawsuit says, Mr. Metzger, that your wife, your former wife now, has embarked on a campaign of harassment by having you arrested on various charges. All the charges were subsequently dismissed against you, and you want to be reimbursed for not only this harassment, but for the attorney's fees that you've been caused to pay, lost time, etc. Okay. When was the last time, not the first time, but the last time you were arrested as a result of a complaint by your former wife?
The 8th of 8/28/99.
That was the last time.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you tell me why you waited 2 years to pursue this?
The only reason I waited 2 years to pursue it is because Mrs. Metzger keeps taking me to court and suing me in different courts, and she's getting dismissed on all of them. They're not coming up with evidence.
No, I understand that, but if the last instance where she had you arrested was 2 years ago,
Right.
my question is,
Right.
why have you waited 2 years to pursue this civil remedy?
Your Honor, I wasn't even going to pursue it. I was just going to let it go because
Well,
she was my ex-wife. But the harassment still continues from also her mother.
How?
Phone calls, threatening phone calls, police reports that she's making up that are completely false, that the police don't even come and talk to me
You
anymore
mean
because they know it.
by her or by her mother?
Both.
Well, when was the last time your former wife made a police report?
Well, every time I turn around, there's a visitation order with my youngest daughter. When I don't show up, she says I don't show up, which I always show up. She makes an incident report. And when you been through what I've been through in 3 or 4 years, this is not only a 3-year-old case, this is actually a 5-year-old case because I divorced her one time before. This has continued for 5 years, and I've got to the point now that I'm tired of it.
What's been happening in the last 6 months?
I have a communication order, court order, that I'm supposed to communicate with my youngest daughter from Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 to 8. When we call to talk to my daughter, my youngest daughter tells me, Mom unplugs the phone so I cannot talk to her. So I had asked my daughter, when the next time I'm supposed to call you, baby, do me a favor and go check the plug and tell me if it's just hanging out the wall. My daughter comes to me and tells me, Daddy, that's exactly what Mommy's doing. Now, my daughter has the right to communicate with me too and call me. I asked my daughter, why do you not call me? Mommy will not let me call you. She refuses to let me call. Now, the judge has just came down on her 2 weeks ago on this incident because he understood it too and seen it and told her that.
Do you have the last court order? Let me see the last series of court orders.
I don't have it with me because we just got out of court and I haven't got it sent to me yet.
Your Honor, this is from November 13th of '98, and I have the most recent one here,
I'd like to see the most
which
recent.
was just sent to me from my attorney.
Let me see it, please.
Just a moment. Let me.
I'll take a look at that one while she's looking for the other one. Thank you, Bert. All right, so you can't find the last order.
No, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Fine. Okay, close up your books. Mr. Metzger, what I assume you want is, so you want somebody to, I assume, you want somebody to say to your former wife, let's just stop it. I assume that that's what you want.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did your older daughter go to live with your husband with your permission?
No, ma'am.
Do you regularly visit with her?
He does not bring her to...
No.
No.
She's 17 years old. It's not a question if he doesn't bring. Okay. That's not a question if he doesn't bring. You say, that with regard to a child who's 10 years old, not for a child like this who's 17 years old. So you don't see her. So you are estranged from your daughter at
Yes.
this point. That's very sad.
Yes.
Put your hand down. I didn't ask you a question.
Okay. Sorry.
She came over for,
I didn't ask you a question.
okay.
Looks to me from the stack of papers that I see on both of these desks, from your well-collated file, that the two of you have spent the majority of the last several years litigating over nonsense. And you've done that to the detriment of not only yourselves, but your children. Is it true, Mrs. Metzger, that you, on 2 occasions in 1999, caused Mr. Metzger to be arrested? Just answer the questions. Did you, in fact, do that?
I filed police reports, yes.
And is it also correct that both of those matters were ultimately dismissed?
No.
Which matter was not dismissed?
The matter with the photos was not dismissed. It was that they couldn't find enough information to prosecute.
So it was not prosecuted?
Right.
Okay.
Because I do have a letter.
This about photos involves some photos that were allegedly, according to you, sent by your now former husband, that were revealing pictures that were sent to either members of your family and or an employer. You said that only the plaintiff had copies of those pictures and had him arrested for harassment or whatever with regard to transmitting those pictures. But nothing ever happened to that case. You want to show me?
Yes, he was the only person who had
I'm not getting into
those.
it. I'm not getting into it. These cases are 2 years old, so I'm not getting into it. Doesn't mean I'm finished with all of you, but whatever. They're photographs that I wouldn't like shared with anybody else.
Those were after the birth of my daughter.
I understand.
My eldest daughter.
Ultimately, the 2 cases were either dismissed or not prosecuted. Is that right? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mark Metzger says ex-wife Helen Metzger filed false charges against him on several occasions. Helen says Mark won't let her see their daughter.
In the last 2 years, there have been ongoing proceedings in family court with regard to your 2 children.
For custody, which I have open visitation with Chris Lynn when she chooses to do so, and she's able to call me whenever she chooses to do so.
Okay, but she has not. She has not
Other
chosen
than Christmas and Thanksgiving, she did come over for those holidays.
In the issues of custody, more often than not, a mother is granted custody of minor children. More often than not. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's what it is. So I assume, Mrs. Metzger, that you are A, angry, B, hurt that your oldest daughter chose to live with your husband some 2.5 or 3 years ago, and that you have now become estranged.
I am not angry with the fact.
Well, then, but are you telling me you consented to it in court?
When she actually left, no, I was not angry. I consented to it on February 6th of this year, yes.
3 years later. 3 years later, because you had no choice to consent to it, because a judge, when the judge talks to a 17-year-old and says, if you put me with my mother, I'm going to run away, judge has no other alternative. I mean, I lived in the family court for a quarter of a century, madam, so believe me, I know what's going on. Believe me, I know what's going on. I've read these papers. I could relive these papers and tell you exactly what happened in the courts over the last 3 or more years. Mr. Metzger, I want you to trust me on that one, sir.
Oh, I do. I know. I watch your show and I do.
I want you to trust me on that one.
I've seen your show many times. I believe you.
That does not mean, Mrs. Metzger, that you have any right or license to do anything to interfere, impede, negate, suggest, make it difficult for your younger daughter's father to have full and complete and open communication with him, hopefully whenever she wants to.
Your Honor.
I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished yet. I know all the tricks. I know the unplugged phones. I know the not being there with a 10-year-old. I know all of those things. And it's not good for children. The fact that you can't stand each other anymore has nothing to do with the 2 children you created.
I agree with you 100%.
Good.
However, but what he has stated is untrue.
About what?
I was always home at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock just so they could have that communication. I never unplugged the phone. I never did any such thing. I always rushed home so he can have that conversation time with her. Prior to this year, he had no communication with her whatsoever, and we were there continuously.
When was the last time there was a problem with pickup or delivery of the child during visitation?
It hasn't been recent as far as with Emily, with Mark picking up Emily. That was just back in '99. He's been pretty regular, but as far as him dropping off Chrislyn from age of 14 through now, I understand that. I'm just saying, no, she has not brought her, but maybe she hasn't chose to come either.
Your 17-year-old daughter, if she wants to see you, will see you, Mrs. Metzger.
Exactly, I understand that.
There's a reason. It may not be a good reason, because I'm not finished talking to her yet. We haven't even started yet. And I assume that you feel as if you have good reason to have cut your mother off.
Yeah.
You want to tell me about what that is?
Like, how do you want me to start? Like, where do you want me to start telling you from?
Well, why don't you just tell me from your heart why you think at this point, now that it appears at least, that all of the legal issues have been resolved. You've probably spoken to more judges and more psychiatrists and psychologists and law guardians over the last few years than you want to talk to for the rest of your life. So now it's all over. So I want you to tell me right now, just from here, why you don't pursue a relationship with your mother.
I don't talk to my mother because she's done a lot of hurtful things to me, and I seen her with a woman when I was in 7th grade, and then she told me that she was leaving us and she was going to go live with this woman, and she left. So I was like, okay then. And after that, I really wasn't close to my mom at all. I didn't want to talk to her because it hurt me really bad that she did that, and I haven't been able to talk to her since then.
You think parents are perfect?
No.
They're not perfect. Neither are kids. And there is no question in my mind that your mother has done things that hurt you. Right? On tissue? Okay. I don't think your mother woke up one morning, ever, and said to herself, I have a design to hurt my children. She may well have woken up and say, I have a design to hurt you. But that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And sometimes adults have changes in their lives. I'm not suggesting to you that it's easy for any teenage girl and their mother. Under ordinary circumstances, that's not easy. And usually teenage girls prefer their fathers. That's why even guys who are macho and say, I want to have a son, know that if they're smart, they'll pray for a daughter. Doesn't mean, in her own way, she doesn't love you. And I'm telling you that it's probably best for you, long term, to see her. I'm not saying you have to go over there every day and share your innermost thoughts and feelings. I'm just saying long term, it's probably best for you to open up that dialogue with your mom. Because although she's made, in your mind, errors, she's caused a lot of pain. According to what you tell me, she has destroyed your family, all of those things. She didn't wake up one morning and say, I'm out to destroy my family. Things became different, chaotic, whatever it was. And I'm sure she's done some vindictive things. I know it. But she's your mother.
Yeah. But she's also called me a liar, and like we had to go to a counselor, and she told the counselor that I was lying, and she just repeatedly says things to me that hurt me that I can't forgive.
I'm not suggesting you forgive them. You think that just because you're a parent, you are some sort of superhuman being. Parents are just people who had a baby. Not perfect. She's made mistakes. Have you made mistakes?
I have not made any towards her personally.
I didn't ask you that, Mrs. Metzger.
Yes, I have made mistakes, but not towards her personally.
Well, when you talk about towards her personally, Mrs. Metzger, she perceives the fact that her home was divided, and that was precipitated by you. Now, you may not say that that wasn't directed towards her personally, right? Wasn't directed towards her personally, but she was affected by it.
But I never left the home, Your Honor. I never left the home on that day like they're saying. When our family had broken up originally, it was when we were living in Riverside County. And I was thrown out of my house by Mr. Metzger here. I did not leave voluntarily.
Ms. Metzger,
this has just been...
If you're going to have, even hope to have any relationship at all with your older daughter, you're going to have to understand that while you think you may not have done anything to her personally, like hit her personally, yelled at her personally, that the actions that she's seen over the course of the last several years have affected her personally. You have to soften up a little bit. I have a sense that your older daughter is prepared to soften up maybe a little bit. She's very unhappy that there's a piece of her, because she's crying now, there's a piece of her that is very unhappy that she doesn't have a relationship with you.
I requested through my children's attorney that we have counseling for her and I to repair our relationship.
And?
Since we are here now, I would like her to know that that is what I want to do. I just want to repair my relationship with my daughter. She's been my daughter for 17 years, and I love her dearly. She's always going to be my baby.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I have her in counseling now with 2 different counselors and a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist has asked Helen and called Helen to go to counseling because I pay for it. She refused to go, and she has not gone. This child goes to counseling, Your Honor.
Is that an open invitation for Mrs. Metzger?
She's had it. No.
Don't be angry. Don't be angry.
It's open for her to go, yeah, if she wants to.
Open for her to go.
Right. Yes, I agree that they should.
What about you?
It doesn't matter to me if she goes or not.
Would you feel as if that was a step in the right direction?
In a way, yeah, but in a way, no, because how she told you that she's never done anything directly to me, she's never hit me directly or said anything to me, she's not telling you the truth on that.
She may not be. But starting from, if you start today, today's day one.
New day.
New day. I'm not saying you have to all be the Brady Bunch. Maybe if your therapist can help you open up a dialogue, you'll feel better. You won't feel all that stress inside. Are you in therapy?
No, ma'am.
You should be.
I believe we all should be.
Maybe, but certainly you should be. Sounds to me as if you need it. Mr. Metzger, this is your lawsuit, and I know that I went far afield of your lawsuit. But when I looked at it, and I got to the dates of the incidents that you were complaining about, they were 2 years old, and in my judgment, not something that I was prepared to address as far as a harassment. But I did get a sense that this was an ongoing process of family dysfunction. I didn't know whether any of my input might be valuable. I don't know whether it has been or not.
Yes, it has, ma'am.
Go, Mrs. Metzger. You won't be sorry.
Oh, I understand.
Good. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
2-year-old construction worker Christopher Wyrick is suing his mother, 43-year-old loan broker Charlotte Vallis, for the return of a motorcycle. Charlotte is countersuing for the cost of an engagement ring and payments on the motorcycle.
Order. All rise. Shh. Yeah, this is case number 547 on the calendar in the matter of Wyrick versus Vallis. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. I see you have.
Mr. Wyrick, the defendant is your mother.
Yes, ma'am.
And sometime last year, according to your complaint, you wanted a motorcycle.
Yes, ma'am.
Your mother agreed to purchase the motorcycle outright, and you would make payments on it to her until it was paid off.
Yeah, we wanted to go in, and I wanted her to co-sign on it. We both had bad credit, so she decided that she would go ahead and buy the bike.
Okay, well, she purchased it outright for $2,500. You made payments. And the only portion that you had left to pay her was $300.
Yes, ma'am.
You and your girlfriend were living in your mother's home. There was some sort of an argument about raising rent. You decided to move out. You wanted to take your motorcycle. Your mother said no. She said you owe $1,000 on the motorcycle.
Yep.
You want the $2,200 that you say you paid her towards the motorcycle.
Or the bike.
Your mother, of course, says that you still owe her about $1,000 on the bike. She's counterclaiming for a whole bunch of things. The motorcycle payment, an engagement ring that she said she put on her credit card that was for your girlfriend, a rent check that bounced, so she's suing you for 3 times the amount of the check, a whole bunch of things. Did you pay your mother by check or cash?
I always paid her by cash.
Who kept a record of how much you paid?
We both really kept the record. She had a record inside her filing cabinet. We both wrote down how much I paid her.
You have a copy of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see it, please?
Sure.
Would you show that to him first? Is this the document that you're talking about that was in the
Your Honor,
filing cabinet?
There's a whole other page missing. There's like a whole other page. April, May, June, July that I stopped paying. I sold a motorcycle. I had another motorcycle that I sold. I gave her money for it because I was going to give it to my little brother. She decided that she didn't want it.
Let me see that. Now, you say that there was another payment in July?
July is when she stopped keeping track of it. I sold another bike, my other bike that I had. I sold that one in about August. I sold that for $500. I gave her $4 out of that. I kept $100.
And that was in August?
August or September that I sold it in.
You remember that? That he sold his other bike?
Yes, but that's not how it transpired.
Tell me about it.
Christopher was under the impression that I was going to take the motorcycle. I was not interested in it if my son Charles was not going to be
Okay,
interested in it.
but he sold it to somebody else.
Right.
Okay, and he gave you money. He gave you money out of the sale of that bike.
$300 of it, yes, ma'am.
He did. Why isn't that recorded here?
Because at that point, it became a real struggle with him in order for him to even pay me the money.
Just a second. That's not an answer.
Okay.
So what you're saying is this document that you gave me is incomplete, right?
It's as complete as I had at the time that the incident came about on February 13th.
He gave you money in August or September, which you did not record here. Is that correct?
I will give him the benefit of the doubt and say yes.
You want your bike?
Yeah, that's all I wanted from the get-go.
Fine. You have to give your mother $300.
That's fine. I can give it to her right
Fine.
now.
All right. And he gets the bike. The reason that I did that, madam, is because he handed me this document as a record of everything that he paid you on the bike. It is clearly an incomplete document because he gave you minimally $300, according to you. He says $400 that he gave you when he sold the bike. So you were giving me misinformation. And therefore, since you're the only one who was keeping a record, and he trusted you to keep that record, then I must assume that he gave you additional payments, and he is correct when he says he only owes you $300 for the bike. Now let's look at the counterclaim. Did your mother put an engagement ring on her credit card for you?
That's it right there. She can have it back. I don't even want to have anything to do with it anymore.
No, just a second. That's not so easy. Did you ask her to do that for you?
Yes, I did.
Did you tell her that you would pay her for it?
Yes, I did.
Did you pay her for it?
I didn't. I was kind of off on payments on it, but I remember making like 4 or 5 payments, but it was over a long period of time, so, I didn't make all the payments, but I did make a few here, a few there, but...
How much was the ring?
Actually, I have a copy of the awards card that it was put on.
See. Yeah. Well, this doesn't tell me what this is for.
That's just a current statement.
I don't want a current statement. I want the statement that shows what the ring cost.
The ring cost, I think, $800 or $900 2 years ago.
Well, the balance is now up to $1,218.
There was never anything charged on that account until he wanted to put the ring on there.
True.
There was
that is
nothing
true.
on there.
Did he make any payments on this ring?
Very sporadic.
How much did he pay on the ring?
I never even kept track of that because at first he would make the payments, and then after the last 6 months, I finally told him that he has to start making the payments on it, and he would refuse to even make the payments. So right now the payment is past due, like 6 months.
All right, now let's get to the last part of your claim, which was for rent.
Originally, I told them that February the rent was going to have to go up because I was only charging them $400, and it was 3 of them and just 1 of me, and it was getting to be extremely expensive for me to support the whole crew of us. So I told them that in February the rent was going to go up, and then that's when they said that they didn't want to live there anymore. They gave me a check from Molly's account for $400, and I waited for the check to clear. The check never cleared. I got the check back from my bank saying that they stopped payment. And that day that I got the information from my bank, I went home at lunch and confronted him about the stop payment on the check, and he told me that they weren't going to pay rent and that they were going to be out on the 15th, and F you, and it just got to be real ugly, and then he got physical, and then that's when I told him that he needed to leave. The police came.
What date was this?
February 13th.
So they weren't there quite half a month.
The whole deal with that is that in January she said she wanted us to move out. She was raising the rent to $650 a month. Her payments on her house are only $1,100. I'm not going to pay more than half a month's rent, especially when she decides that she just wants to kick me out. Molly did write her a check for $400, but we needed that money to put a down payment on another house that we were looking at. So I told Molly, I said, hey, stop the payment on the check. I wrote my mom a note and everything. I said, I'm going to stop payment on the check. I will give you $200 before the 15th. Anything I'm after the 15th, I will be happy to give you another $200 for. It's not a problem. I don't see giving her $400 for rent if I'm only going to be up there until the 15th. I gave her $100 and a note, and I went out of town for a little while. When I came back, that's when we got into the little altercation. I'm sitting at home on my bed reading a newspaper. She comes home from lunch, basically kicks down the door. You are not going to blah, blah, blah for this much of rent, this and that. You owe me for food, water. I pay for your son, this and that. And I'm like, I go to work at 5 in the morning. I come home at 10 at night. I don't have time to cook. I don't have time to eat at the house. I always eat fast food. So I made the mistake of picking up some fast food and throwing it at her. She threw it back at me. I closed my door. As soon as I opened my door up again, she punches me straight in the face. Before I had anything to even say, punches me right in the face.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Christopher Wyrick claims his mother, Charlotte Vallis, won't return his motorcycle. Charlotte says Christopher owes her money.
That's a terrible thing that happened. Is this your only child?
No, ma'am.
You have other children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many other children do you have?
Just one.
How old is that child?
14.
Lives at home?
He lives with his father.
Does anybody else live in your home now?
Me and 2 cats.
And you were there half a month in February.
Yeah.
Is that right? And you told your mom that you would give her $200 for the month of February that you were there.
For the half a month, yeah.
So that's an additional $200. That's $1,418 for the ring and the rent.
Yes, ma'am.
And another $300 for your motorcycle. $1,718. What I find is sort of sad.
It is very sad.
Well, you look as if it's sad for you. He honestly looks as if it's sad for him.
She was the only family I've ever had, and, you know, it's like, now I got to deal with just me and my fiance and my 1-year-old son now, so it's, you know.
Well, you don't do the wrong thing. I mean, you did the wrong thing during that fight. You lost your temper.
I lose my temper, yeah, but, I mean, when someone punches you in the face, regardless if it's your mother or not, I never hit her back. I restrained her. I put her on the ground. I never hit her. She bit me. She punched me. She kicked me, you know.
Where are you living now?
I have my own house now. I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. My son has his own room. I have a big yard, garage, beautiful house.
You working, Molly?
Yes.
And you're working?
Yes, ma'am.
Who takes care of the baby?
We both do.
He goes,
Step up. Go ahead.
He goes to daycare at the YMCA when we're at work.
Give us back to him. All right. Judgment for the defendant on the counterclaim. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Stuff that she's done to me, it's just like, I'd be best off by myself, living my own life, dealing with my own situations and my own problems, basically.
I still love you, Christopher.
Whatever.
And now the next case.
All parties on Scarvata versus Marmora. Step forward, please.
18-year-old student Andy Scarvata is suing former friend, 20-year-old James Marmer, for stolen money and a broken video camera.
According to this, you two were friends. You claim that the defendant was at your house and stole a video camera.
Correct.
And sometime later, while he denied that he stole the camera in the first place, he offered to facilitate its return to you if you paid him $200.
Correct.
Which you did.
Right.
So you, A, want that $200.
Yes.
Then you say he was at your house at another time and he stole cash from you.
Correct.
How much cash do you allege he stole?
$1,200, Your Honor.
And then later, you and either a friend or two decided to go to his house and confront him about the theft of this $1,200. And you wanted to memorialize that confrontation with the video camera that you had just repurchased from him.
We were hoping he'd admit it so that we have it on tape.
So you take the camera, you go to his house,
Right.
and there's a fight that ensues, an argument that ensues. He says you hit him a couple of times, and then when you were leaving, he took a bat and smashed the video camera. So you want him to pay for the video camera.
Correct.
What do? Do you go to school?
I go to Palomar College and work at a movie theater, Your Honor.
And you?
I was working at Chevron. I just put in my 2 weeks.
What did you do last year?
I was going to school.
Where?
Futures High School.
When you were 19?
Yeah. Got my diploma. I messed up when I was younger, and I'm on the right
Based
track
upon this, you sound like you messed up when you got older, too. So let's start out with the first theft, sir, which was, according to you, the video camera.
Right.
How did that come about?
James and his friend had come to my house, unexpected and uninvited. They started going through my stuff, and they came across my camera. They started playing with it for a little bit, and then I took it back. Then all of a sudden, James got up and left to his car. Then I went after him because I wanted to get a CD, which I had lent him. I went back to my house and noticed that my camera was missing.
So what did you do next when you noticed that your camera was gone?
I called up James, and he acted like he didn't know anything. He denied he and his friend took it. Then I called my mother, and she said if he still continues to deny it, then make a police report. We ended up making a police report. I have it right here, Your Honor. The cops said that they knew that James was lying, but they couldn't arrest him.
Let me see. Okay. Now I have a question for you about the camcorder. There did come a time sometime later when you contacted the plaintiff and said, I have information about your camcorder.
Well, it was my friend, I guess. Well, he did take the camera.
Who, your friend who?
Uh,
The guy that you were with when you went to his house.
I mean, I didn't know who took the camera until, like, after he called me.
Sure
And
you
so-
did. You got into the car together. When you got into the car together, he showed you the camera. Of course you did.
Actually, he didn't show me the
Sure
camera.
he did.
No, he didn't.
All right.
So,
Right.
he called me up, right? And he's like, I've got a video camera for sale. And I'm just like, I knew right away that's the video camera he's talking about. So I'm like, all right, let me think about that. Calling back in like 5 minutes. I called up Andy and I'm like, what's that camera worth to you? Is it worth $200? And he's like, yeah. So like I put up $200, got the video camera, went over to Andy's house and showed him, here's your video camera back, and you can have it back if you reimburse me what I had to pay to get it back for you. And he's like, sure, no problem.
Do you love it?
I think I saw this movie.
You think you saw this movie?
Yeah, I saw this movie.
Now let me hear about the $1,200.
Okay. He had asked me to borrow another $200. I agreed to lend him $100 in collateral for his CDs. He hadn't lent me his CDs. I went into my drawer. I took out my book where I had my $1,200 in. I showed him it. I gave him $100.
You showed him what?
Oh, my money.
Why?
Yeah.
That was pretty stupid.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, that was pretty stupid. You know the guy stole your camera,
Right.
right? Then he's going to sell it back to you for more money. So you take out your book and show him where you keep your cash?
Yeah, that was definitely a dumb move on my part. I regret that for sure. Well, anyway, the day after that, the painters were painting the door in my house. They wanted the door to stay open so that it could dry. Then I came back and I saw 4 messages on my answering machine. I had figured that they'd be from him to see if I was home or not. Then I noticed that my money was missing. Then I called him up. He acted like he didn't do anything. He denied
Well, who
it.
are the messages from, sir? You said there were 4
They were
messages.
blank.
What?
They were blank, Your Honor. I assumed that they were from him.
Well, you can't assume that. You have caller ID?
Oh, no. No, ma'am.
Uh-huh. Did he call you and ask what happened to his money?
He called me up, he started accusing me.
Yeah.
He started like intimidating me on the phone, like threats. Like, there's so much more you don't know.
I don't want to know so much more. You don't have enough proof, sir, that he stole your money. Somebody was painting your house. The door was open. There were painters in and out of your house. There were other people in and out of your house. The possibility was that he took your money because you were dumb enough to show him where it was. But it wasn't under lock and key, was it?
No, ma'am.
Now, tell me about the smashed camera, sir.
I told my friend John, my witness here today, to bring along my camera so that we'd get some proofs so we could give it to the court. And we went over to his house. James came out with a weapon. He started, he's all you guys get off my property right now. I called the cops and they're on the way. I asked him where my money was. He ignored me, so I pushed him. And then he pushed me back, and then I hit him. And then he ran back into his house. He came back with a baseball bat. We ran to the car. I was in the back seat at the time. He was trying to get me from the outside of the car with the baseball bat. He had given up. He saw that my camera was under the seat. He took it. He said, "Look at this. How does this make you feel?" And he threw it on the ground and he smashed it.
And you acknowledge that you smashed his camera?
I acknowledge it.
Yeah, you admit
And I'm
it.
glad I did it.
Oh, good. Swell. Let me see a bill for the camera, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Camera was $1,024.97. Mr. Marmor is very pleased that he smashed it. He's very happy he smashed it, so I'm sure he'd be happy to take care of it. I also find that this bull story about buying back his old camera from somebody by the name of, whose last name he unfortunately couldn't give the police, was just that, a lot of story. So I'm awarding you, sir, $1,224.97. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Assistant Monica Zamora is suing her ex-fiancé, 22-year-old customer service rep Ronald Jones, for unpaid rent and medical bills resulting from an altercation. Ronald has a countersuit for the cost of his furniture after she slashed it with a knife.
Order. All rise. Yana, this is case number 602 and 604 on the calendar. One in the matter of M. Zamora versus Jones, the other one in the matter of R. Zamora versus Jones. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
According to your complaint, you and the defendant were living together. You planned on getting married. Didn't work out. He moved out.
Okay.
You claim he owes you some money for some rent, some bills, and in addition, shortly after he moved out, he came back, there was an altercation, and he injured you, and you want him to pay your medical bills.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when did he move out?
He moved out in June of '99.
And what month's rent do you claim he owes you?
Last month's rent.
Which month?
October.
But he wasn't living there?
No. His name was still on the lease, so I expect him to still pay half.
And how much was the rent?
The rent was $430.
Okay. Now, what kind of damage did he do when he moved out?
While he was leaving, police officers were present because previous altercations between us, after he did leave, there were damages done to the apartment.
After he left?
Right after he took all the furniture and everything out with him.
Like what kind of damage?
Holes burnt in the carpet, holes in the walls. I have pictures if you would like to see.
I'd like to see the pictures, and I would like to see the landlord's estimate. Have you moved out of the apartment?
Yes, I have.
When did you move out?
I moved out in October.
Now tell me about the next part of your lawsuit, which has to do with an assault.
He came to my apartment after he had left. He had heard rumors that I was seeing somebody new and got jealous.
When was that?
This was in September. He came to my apartment. We got into an argument. We ended up outside, and an altercation happened between us.
Well, tell me about it.
I was arguing with his new girlfriend, and he grabbed me by my arms, putting multiple bruises on me, which I also have pictures of. We were pushing and shoving, and my knee popped. The ambulance was called. I went to the emergency room.
Well, how did your knee get popped?
He pushed me.
Not true at all. Not true at all, Your Honor.
How did he push you?
When he had grabbed me by my arms, I was trying to make him let go of me. I tried to get away. He grabbed me from behind with his right hand around my throat. When I was trying to get away from that, I was twisting and turning since he had a hold of me, and that resulted in my knee popping.
Were you fighting with his girlfriend?
No, I was not.
Were you fighting with him?
Yes, I was.
How were you fighting with him?
Trying to get his arms off me.
How did you get outside?
I was trying to get him out of my apartment.
How were you doing that?
He tried to shove his way in my door, and I told him to leave. It resulted in a fight. He tried to steal my cat, try to get my cat back. After that, that's when he grabbed me by my arms and then grabbed me from behind with his...
How did you try to get your cat back?
Just ran after him.
Were you arrested for that?
No, ma'am, I was not.
Were you taken into custody?
No, ma'am.
No charges were ever filed with regard to that case?
Later on, about a month later.
I pressed charges the same day, Your Honor.
It was about a month later, I've received a phone call from my father at work. It said that there was police officers came for a warrant. I turned myself in, and then it proceeded from there. I had to go to court for it and everything.
Well, that's what I want to know. You did go to court. Did you have a lawyer?
Yes, I did.
Did you appear before a judge?
Yes.
Was the case resolved?
Yes.
How was it resolved?
I had deferred prosecution, where I had to stay away. We had to both stay away from each other for 180 days. If no altercations were occurred in 180 days, then the case was dismissed.
You may call it a deferred prosecution, but it really is a period of 6 months probation.
Okay.
Did your lawyer explain that to you?
No, he didn't explain it to me fully. Like I said, he said I had no charges were pending or anything like that. The prosecutor informed me that there wasn't enough evidence and I had too many witnesses.
Don't tell me what the prosecutor told
Okay.
you about not enough evidence. There wasn't enough evidence. You should have insisted on a trial. Then you would not have had a 6-month probationary period. What did you go to her house for in September?
I was with her sister and my girlfriend here. We went to her house. I dropped her sister off. She said she had to talk to her. And at that time, we had a cat that I got, and it was running around in the stairs. It ran up the stairs. I followed the cat. She was already talking to her sister at the time with the door open. I went up there to get the cat. I picked up the cat. Then the man that moved in with her after I left the place started saying stuff to me, arguing with me. Then she proceeded to argue with me. She came at me, smacked me in my face, started punching me in my chest.
Not true.
I went to walk away. Her sister grabbed her, told her to leave me alone, to let me go. I grabbed the cat, proceeded down the stairs, got all the way outside of the apartment building. She ran past me, went to my car where my girlfriend was sitting. The window was cracked. She was talking on her cell phone. She proceeded to stick her hands through the window, the cracked window, grabbed her by the hair,
Not true.
and started pulling her out through the window.
Did that happen?
Yes, it did.
Go ahead.
That time she grabbed her, I told her to let her go. I did grab her arms to pull her hands away from her hair. I said, let go of her hair, let go of her hair. She said, no, I'm not going to let go. I said, let go of her hair and I'll let you go. She finally let go of her hair. I backed away, and then she proceeded at me again to hit me. She got out of the car. Then Monica proceeded to go after her. When she started proceeding to go after her, she hurt her knee, fell down.
Your Honor,
Then the
I have
ambulance was
pictures
called.
of the multiple bruises that were on my arms that he gave me.
Oh, I'll take
And
a
there's
look at
no
them.
other way I could have gotten these.
I'll take a look at them. How do you think that happened, Miss Zamora? How do you think these black and blue marks happened?
By him. He gave them to me.
How?
By grabbing me and holding on to me. He's done it for 5 years. It wasn't the first time.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Monica Zamora says her ex-fiancé, Ronald Jones, owes her for rent and for medical bills resulting from an altercation. Ronald says Monica slashed his furniture and slandered his name on the internet.
All this isn't as clear as you make it appear. I want you to know that I understand that. He says that there was another person that moved into the house shortly after he left.
He lied
So
about that.
Just a second. Did you at that time have some other person, a male, staying over occasionally at your house?
No, ma'am. Never did he stay one night. Yes, I started seeing somebody. This is the reason he came to my apartment.
I mean, I don't see why he would come over there with his new girlfriend.
His new girlfriend is my new boyfriend's ex-girlfriend.
So
That's the
what?
reason they're together.
So what?
There was
different-
nobody staying with me.
Listen to me.
I had 3 jobs to pay my bills.
Listen to me. He didn't come over there because he was jealous. He may have come over there because his girlfriend said to him, why are you being such an idiot and paying the rent when he's staying over there with her? Now, that may or may not have been true. Certainly, he was there on that September day when this altercation took place. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Put your hand down. You know, you have to be objective even with regard to your own children, right? Now, I want to know why you went outside.
He took my cat and grabbed it. That was a gift to me.
So you went outside after him?
Yes, I did.
And are you telling me you never went over to his car?
No, I didn't. I didn't even
Step
see.
up.
Didn't even see his car.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Jennifer
Jennifer what?
Martinez.
I want you to tell me about this day in September of 1999, if you can recall it.
Well, like Ron said, I was sitting in the car talking on my cell phone. The window is cracked about maybe this much, and she reaches her hand in the car and says, "Get out." And she's grabbed me by the side of my hair. She has me by the side of her hair. I asked her, "What are you doing?" She said, "Get out." So she reaches her other hand, and at this point in time, both arms are in about this deep. She busted my face on the left
Why didn't you
side
press
underneath
charges?
my eye. At that time, Ron went over there. He was like, "Look, let her go. There's no need for this. We're leaving, we're leaving, we're leaving." So she's like, "No, get her out of the car. I want to beat her up," and so forth and so on, for whatever reasons of her own. To this day, I don't know. Fine. So she tries to get me out of the car. So I told her, "How am I going to get out the car out of a crack of a window? Let me open the door." So she's all pressed up against the door.
Okay, that's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. Sit down.
Thank you.
Sit down. I want to hear something, Mr. Jones, about your countersuit.
Okay.
You say that Ms. Zamora took a knife and ripped up furniture.
That's correct.
Tell me about it.
That day, the day I moved out, she called the cops because I wanted to move out.
Why would the police be called to the house?
Because I wanted to take my stuff with me, and she thought that she was able to keep it. When everything was in my name, I had receipts for it. I showed the police.
Okay, so that's why the police were called, because
Yes.
you were taking some property out of the house. Okay, and what happened?
The police told me I had to get my stuff and go as soon as possible. So they waited there. They waited there until I got my stuff out. Before the police were called, before the police got there, I was moving some stuff downstairs to the...
What stuff?
I was moving clothes. I was getting my clothes, putting them in bags, and taking them downstairs to the basement, so when my family got there to help me move, I'd be all ready. When I came back up, she was putting a knife back into the kitchen sink. I started to proceed to move the furniture out of the living room, and there were slashes in the side of them. I do have pictures if you'd like to see those.
Can I see them, please?
I saw the furniture.
There's one slash, is that right? Is that what you're telling me?
There's a slash in each end of the couch and the love seat.
I see. Did you do this?
No, ma'am.
There's no reason for me to rip my own furniture when I paid for it.
No.
There isn't.
I paid for that furniture. That furniture was in both of our names, but it didn't matter to me. I just wanted him to leave.
Well, why do you think somebody would slash the furniture like that?
I have no idea why he would do that.
I have
Or
no
who
idea
else
why
would do
anybody
it.
would
I don't
do
know.
that to their furniture either. All right. There's another part of this lawsuit. Now you can stand up, Mr. Zamora, because you're suing him because you say he borrowed $350 to use as a security deposit for the apartment. Did he borrow that money for security deposit?
He borrowed the money to get an apartment and incidentals. He did not have a place to live. He had just started to work.
Security deposit is $445. Who put down the security deposit?
I borrowed the money from him, Your Honor, for the security deposit.
So you put down the security deposit on the apartment
I
with
put
his money?
Right. I put down a first month's rent, and he loaned me the rest of it for the security deposit, which I borrowed $550 from him.
And you paid some back?
I paid some back.
So $350 is left. Is that right, Mr.
Yes.
Zamora? So your daughter did not put down any security deposit in this apartment. Is that right?
Correct.
The cleaning and painting is just $395.
Yes, I'm only asking for half the last month's rent, but I want him to pay for all of the damages because he did the damages.
No. $395 is cleaning and painting.
Okay.
Half of that, say it's $200.
Okay.
But he's already got $350 in there for security deposit because she didn't put any in. You can't get it both ways. You can't get your loan back from him, plus you're going to get back the money from the security deposit that's not eaten up by the landlord's cleanup. Can't get both. You following me? Perfect. So, in addition, I don't believe your daughter with regard to what happened that day in September when she called the police and there was an altercation at the house. I don't believe her story. What?
We have previous police reports of their altercations.
I don't care about previous. That's not what I'm here
he's a
talking
violent
about.
person.
I'm telling you, I do not believe the story that your daughter told me that he assaulted her the way she described it and that she was solely without blame. I do not.
It takes two to argue.
I do not believe that it came about the way she described it to me, that he, for no reason whatsoever, assaulted her. I do not believe it happened that way.
We have previous police reports of him assaulting
Stop it!
Oh, no. I mean, so he's not going to stop assaulting her unless you tear him apart.
I believe that she got bruised in the arm because she went after his girlfriend in the car. I believe that that happened. I'm not saying you're blameless with regard to the altercation that happened in the house. I believe that you shouldn't have been there.
Correct.
Period. End of discussion. You should not have been there. You precipitated something that developed into maybe more than what you bargained for. You had no cause to be there at all. But I do not believe it happened in the way that the plaintiff described, so I am not holding you responsible for her medical bills. You have a hospital report?
I should.
Sir, and I'm not even entertaining your defamation of character end of your lawsuit. She said she put nasty things about you on the internet?
Yes, Your
Like
Honor.
what?
I have a paper printout up from American Online.
Let me see it. Do you have a report from any of these?
A report?
That says that what the x-rays found?
I think that's all I have, Your Honor.
Show this to the plaintiff, please. Is that your handle on the internet?
No, it's not. But it's funny. But
Yes, it
no,
is.
I did not do this.
What proof do you have that she did that?
That is her online name. Her nickname is Coca. Since I've been with her for 5 years, it's always been that. My friend was online. She emailed him. He didn't know who it was. He looked up her online, her profile. That's under her profile. He called me the next morning and told me what was going on. So I asked him to print me a copy of it.
Did you ever use the name Coca?
Yes, it's been my name for a long time.
Well, why didn't you say that? I said, is this your handle? You said no.
Oh, I thought you asked me if I did that.
I didn't ask you if you did that. I said, is this your handle?
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh. Why would anybody put such a terrible thing on the computer?
I don't know, ma'am. I can't tell you because I didn't do it.
No?
I did not type those things. Anybody could have typed that.
Well, I know that. I know that anybody could have done it.
Could have even been her sister. Her sister has added quite a bit of fuel to the flames between these two, including taking him to the apartment.
Could have been a lot of things. Somebody else could have used her name, and somebody else with a grudge against both the defendant and his new girlfriend might have written that both of them are highly contagious with one or more venereal diseases. So there may have been somebody who used your daughter's name, who also had a personal axe to grind against these two people, who would write something like this and put it on the internet. That's possible. It's a bit far-fetched. It's a bit far-fetched. If I was satisfied by the required quantum of proof that she had in fact done this,
Okay.
oh, I would award you substantial damages.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
I'm very familiar with online. You cannot get on somebody's profile without your password to get into that computer.
How do I know about this profile? How do I know that somebody
That's
used her
exactly
profile?
what that statement is from. That's from her profile. That's why she puts her nickname in there. That is her profile.
Do you understand that? Bert, all I want to know from you is...
You can't get onto somebody's profile.
Could anybody have written that?
Fundamentally, Judge, anybody could have written this.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I want to tell you something. I'm not convinced that you're going to get a penny from the assault, because I think that you were at least partially involved with her, which caused the bruises to your arm, so you're not going to get a penny for that. You're not going to get a penny for your $350 that is outstanding from the loan. Get it back from the landlord when the lease is over. You are going to get $215 towards October rent. Do you understand? That you're going to get. I am, in fact, satisfied that the plaintiff did damage your furniture, because I see no reason why somebody else would damage furniture that they intended to use that looked brand new to me. Do you understand?
Yes.
You understand. So I'm offsetting the $215 that he owes you for the rent to have your furniture repaired. Goodbye, folks.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Eric and Alana Hashbarger are suing Eric's ex-wife, 22-year-old security officer Teresa Hubbard, for expenses he incurred attempting to visit his son.
Order. Come to order. All rise. Shh. Yeah, this is case number 537 on the calendar in the matter of Hashbarger versus Hubbard. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
You are the plaintiff's current wife, is that
Yes.
right? I'd like you to have a seat, please. Mr. Hashbarger, you and the defendant were married.
Yes.
You have one child together.
Yes.
How old is that child?
He is now 2.
He's 2.
Yes.
When you were married, you were living in the state of Ohio?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
How long did you live in Ohio?
8 months.
Where were you married? In what state?
We got married in Alabama.
Is that where your family is from?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long did you stay married?
It was about a year and a half, maybe.
And when you separated, you were still living in Ohio, is that right?
Right.
Yes.
The thrust of this lawsuit is that you want the defendant to reimburse you for travel expenses that you incurred when you traveled from Ohio to Alabama to see your son, and she refused to let you see him pursuant to an agreement that you had. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
So I have a few questions. Can I see your judgment of divorce? Who has a copy of it?
No, we don't have that.
She must have a copy.
We don't have it?
Not in there. Just the custody order.
All right.
I have a custody order.
Do you have the custody
Yeah.
order from where?
Ohio.
I'd like to see the custody order from Ohio. And does that outline visitation as well?
I do have the visitation, guidelines of the visitations in it. And
I'd like to see that.
transportation. It's just visitation and transportation.
I'll take a look at both of their documents. Okay, so you're supposed to have the child half the summer.
Yes. And it also states on there that for the transportation, that for the parent who is picking the child up is responsible for the transportation as receiving the child.
Okay. First of all, did you consent to her moving from Ohio to Alabama?
No, I did not.
And when did she make the request to leave Ohio to go to Alabama? Of the court?
August
August of 2000 or 1999?
99.
Is that right?
That's right.
When was your divorce granted? It was filed a month before, in July of 99. So why did you make the request to move a month after your divorce?
If I remember, it was the beginning of September.
It was August 4th.
August 4th is whenever. Anyways, I wrote the judge a letter, and in here's in our guidelines saying about moving.
Let me see it, please.
But I was having financial hardship, and I had no choice but to move. I couldn't live up there. And I wrote the judge a letter, and I also told Eric, and I gave him a letter telling him I was moving.
Now,
well, see, Your Honor, also, she was staying with her mother in a house that they rented or supposedly purchased in the student.
I'm going to ask a couple of questions because there are several things that are relevant to me. When did you separate? I know when you were divorced. When did you separate? How old was the child?
He is 1. No.
So you were separated?
No, he wasn't.
7 months.
7 months, Your Honor, and it was March 3rd.
Okay. So the child was 7 months when you separated. You were both at that point living in Ohio.
Yes.
And you didn't leave until sometime in August or September to go to Alabama?
The end of September, I moved.
From March of 1999 to the end of September of 99, did you see your son, sir?
There was a period whenever we first split up that I did have custody of him.
Right after you separated, are you saying to me that your son was with you?
Yes.
For how long?
It was up until we went back to court for the visitation.
Which was when?
I don't know what the exact.
He had him for 5 weeks.
5 weeks. So that brings us into April or May. Is that right?
Yep.
And after that, you had your son with you.
Right.
Now, when you had your son with you for the next several months while you were still in Ohio, did you visit him?
There for a while, she did not let me visit him until I was able to get a court order to see him again.
And when was that?
That was a couple weeks after she ended up getting the custody back.
And after that, did you in fact see him?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
How often?
It was every other weekend is what my visitation was granted to me, and I ended up seeing him. I think it was, twice I got to see him. The second time whenever I did see him, that was whenever she packed up and left, and she ended up cutting my visitation off short.
You mean packed up and left for Alabama?
Alabama.
He also got him for 1 day each week. He got them for one day for 3-hour
Yeah, for
visit.
3 hours.
And he did see him.
Right.
I would like you to explain to me, I see some of it in your papers, but I would like you to explain to me why you did not allow your son's father to take him for visitation when he came to Alabama for that part of the summer.
In August of '99, we were at the pediatrician's office. Eric and his now wife met us there, and he informed me that he was going to keep Preston, which is our son, keep him for an extra 2 weeks. But in the guidelines, it says you can have 2 weeks uninterrupted visitation if you go out of town, and that goes into your 5 weeks of your summer. So he's telling me that he was going to get 2 weeks. I called the sheriff's department, and they
What'd you
told
do that
me,
for?
because Eric wouldn't give me my child, and I was supposed to have him. I had to go and get Preston back. So I called the sheriff's department and asked them, what do I do, because I'm supposed to have him back in my arms, and Eric wouldn't give him back.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Eric Hashbarger says his ex-wife, Teresa Hubbard, owes him for travel expenses, attorney's fees, and lost wages. Eric claims after traveling from Ohio to Alabama, Teresa wouldn't allow him to see his son.
Go ahead.
I called the sheriff's department, and they told me, they said, the only thing that you can do, because we can't enforce anything if the other parent doesn't want to give it up.
How long had he had him at that point?
He was on his 5 weeks vacation, and it was at the end of it.
It was towards the end of his...
No, it was 6 weeks, wasn't it?
Let's say he had him for between 5 and 6 weeks. So your son was with his father for 5 or 6 weeks.
Right.
Is that right? And he said he wanted to keep him for another 2 weeks.
Right.
Okay, did he say why?
Well, yeah, because in the guidelines, he kept saying that he got an extra 2 weeks when he didn't.
Just a minute. Did he say he wanted to take him someplace, or he just wanted to keep him for...
He wasn't leaving town or nothing. He was just going to stay home.
Because his interpretation of the guidelines was that he had him for an extra 2 weeks?
Right.
Well, there was things that I was doing with my son, Your Honor.
Okay, but he said to you, my interpretation of the guidelines is that I have an extra 2 weeks. Is that what he said to you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one reason. What's the next reason you didn't allow him to take the child?
And in November, it was a good faith, because when you move, it said in the guidelines, and I was already moved, that it was a good faith.
You say it was a good faith.
That's what it says on that paper I gave you.
Listen to me. You moved to Alabama, and according to your answer, you say that the second reason you didn't want him to have visitation was because he tried to prevent you from moving from Ohio to Alabama. That's what you say. And he wanted to prevent you from doing that through using the courts. Is that right? I assume that he filed papers and said, I don't want you to move.
Right.
He has every right. Just a minute. Shh. He has every right to do that.
Right.
He has every right to say, I don't want you to take my child out of state so that I can't see him regularly, which is why I asked you certain questions before, madam. I said to you, when you were finally awarded custody, I wanted to know whether he was one of those parents that didn't see their child at all, but you even volunteered that he got to see him even during the week. And he did exercise that visitation during the week.
No,
and he did.
I'm
not speaking to you. Do you think that, I mean, if you're not losing, you're supposed to keep your mouth shut. Right?
Yes.
I mean, I read your papers. I'm quite frankly appalled. I'm appalled that you did not let that little boy go with his father for a vacation, to spend time with him. Here you move. He exercises his rights, goes to court and says, I don't want my child to move. We're living in Ohio. Ohio has jurisdiction up until that point. Ohio has jurisdiction. Ohio made the order. I see my child pursuant to that order, and I don't want him to move. Child has 2 parents. I don't know what reason the court had to say to you, okay, move. And I can't go into that. Court gave you permission to move. Then you're supposed to do whatever is necessary to ensure that your child gets to see his father from whom you took him. You took him out of state. That's what you're supposed to do as a responsible parent, and not be angry that he got married again and then went and had another child and say, forget it. I'm not going to let him, I'm going to make it difficult. That's outrageous. Don't you think that that's outrageous?
to a point, but in December, he got him for Christmas, and then in January, he told me he was going to come to Alabama, pick up our child, and also bring him home. Well, he waits to the last minute. He told me in an email, and I have that on paper, and he also told me on the phone that he was not going to bring him home, that it was my responsibility to come and get him, when he already agreed to bring him home.
Let me see it in the email.
It's basically, see, it's on the first and on the last page.
See, on the...
Shh, I'm reading. This man sounds, based upon these emails that you gave me, as a most responsible, indulgent ex-husband under the circumstances. I'm going to read you parts of it, not just the parts that you underlined. I also wanted to know if you are willing to give me extra visitation at Christmas time. You know most of my time will be spent picking Preston up in Alabama and dropping him back off. I would really appreciate it if you would give me an extra week or two. I know this seems like a long time, but I probably won't be able to see him again until the summer vacation. It would mean a lot to me if we could spend some extra time together. That sound bad to you?
Sounds very fair to me.
Right? Then in the next email he sends to you, I sent you a letter as soon as I got back to Alabama. The letter states that according to the guidelines, you are responsible for coming back to Ohio to pick Preston up. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. Since you are, and then he goes on to say, so you're responsible for going back to Ohio, which seems very fair to me since you're the one who moved from Ohio to Alabama. He's going to come and pick him up. Sounds very fair that you got to go and get him. But then he goes even further, and he says, since you are willing to let us keep Preston for extra visitation, I am willing to meet you halfway for you to pick him up at the end of visitation, and I'm willing to do this as a courtesy. So because you said okay, that he could spend a little more time with him, he said, I'm going to be a nice guy. So far, I don't see anything terrible. Do you?
No.
Okay. I want you to tell me what happened.
Well, he ended up getting his visitation.
Just a second. I want you to tell me what happened the summertime when he came down to pick up Preston from your house. What did you do?
He was told not to even come down there.
Who told him?
I did.
You have no right to tell him.
My lawyer, my attorney, told me.
You have no right to tell him. Your child has rights. Your child has a right to have two parents. You chose him as a parent. Your child has a right to see his father irrespective of the fact that you are angry, annoyed, jealous, vicious, whatever. Your child has the right to see his father. A father who, I might add, was consistent in seeing him before you left. So I'm not talking to you about what your lawyer did. You went to Alabama. You started working immediately to get jurisdiction changed from the state of Ohio to the state of Alabama, which for some bizarre reason you were able to do. Okay.
It didn't do it.
No, Your Honor.
It didn't
that went
do.
to court and it got denied.
Oh, good. So
All
at least
rights are staying in the
so
home.
at least somebody is not asleep at the switch.
That's,
want to
that's,
see.
that's another thing, because since the day we got divorced, that's all she says, that she's going to constantly take me back to court. I even got a phone conversation of that on cassette tape.
Well,
of
listen
her
to me.
constantly
She's
taking me
angry,
to
and
court.
maybe somebody hasn't said to her what I'm saying to her, which is, you have a child together, and you know what? You have one child.
Right.
Your child is going to grow up hating you. When he grows up and he's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, and he understands that you have impeded his father's right
I have
to see.
given.
No, you have not.
I have given him extra visitation. Ask him.
Just a second. Did you give him visitation during the summer? When
Yes.
he came-
At the end of the summer, he did end up getting his 5 weeks.
Well,
When
Your
he
Honor,
came-
I had to get a court order.
Just a second. When he drove from Ohio to Alabama, did you give him the child?
No, I did not.
And then the court said you were wrong and gave him visitation. Is that right?
Right.
Good. Then you are responsible for the extra trip. Let me see your expenses. Courts should not have to get involved with this.
This one
You're
here?
supposed to be a good mother, and a good mother ensures that her
I am a
child...
good mother.
No, you are not. If you did not let him take that child when he drove there to take that child out of spite, then you were not being a good parent. You were being a vindictive ex-wife.
Well,
And
he
there is
should
a
have
big
never
difference.
made the trip anyway because he was told not to come down there, and he went down there anyway. I told him he wasn't going to get the child, and he did it anyway.
That's what you did. You told him you're not going to get the child. Why? Was the child going on a camping
I was working on
vacation?
paperwork.
You were working on what paperwork?
Things that were supposed to go to court. My lawyer was working on some paperwork.
You don't get it. You don't get it. Listen, I'm not talking about courts and I'm not talking about lawyers. I'm talking about being a good mother. Not somebody who is jealous or vicious or vindictive. Because I read your papers, and you're pretty angry that he got married right away, and you're pretty angry he had another baby, and you're pretty angry about all those things, and you may have an emotional right to be angry at those things. You have no right to withhold your son from seeing his father. If anything, you're supposed to be more giving since you were the one who upped and moved from Ohio to Alabama to live with your mother. What's the total amount?
It comes up to, what was that, $1,888?
1,000. Go ahead.
$888.36.
Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount, that's all.
Parties are excused.
like.